Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting160EN podcast. This is podcast number 89. We got a good one for you. 2 back-to-back dubs. But first, let me get off to my cohorts, as always, starting with my main man, Chris. Christian, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right. I'm coming to you guys live from snowy North Jersey right now. Currently,
Yeah.
There's a blizzard outside my window. But yeah, other than that, I'm feeling good. Advancing in both cup competitions. Sorry, and into the Final Four already. So just skipping group stage, everything right to the semis. I like that. So.
No dicking around.
Campeões de Inverno, upcoming. I'm feeling it.
Let's go. And also joined by my main man, Sam. Sam, how you doing, bro? Oh.
Sam froze.
All right. Never mind. We got Mundo Leon in the chat. We got Lauren saying Fonseca in today. Fonseca always in. Are you back, Sam? We got Mundo Leon in the chat. We got Lauren saying Fonseca in today. Fonseca always in. Are you back, Sam? We got Mundo Leon in the chat. We got Lauren saying Fonseca in today. Fonseca always in. Are you back, Sam? So as you guys can tell, we're having some technical difficulties here, or maybe I am. So bear with us for a second. Okay, Christian's back. Or maybe I am. Okay, so bear with us. We got one back.
All right, I'm back.
Christian's back. Okay, bear with us. We got one back. I'm hearing a lot of feedback, though. That's the only thing. All right, I hope you guys can see this. Actually, let me try to pull up the YouTubes on my phone. Oh, we're getting a lot of feedback. That's the only thing. Chris, are you back? I hope.
I'm back. I think I'm back.
Okay, I think maybe I'm the one that's lagging.
You're frozen on my screen at least.
All right. Okay, well,
this is the worst.
This is definitely the worst. Yeah, exactly. Easily the worst. Bear with us for a sec, guys, please. Yeah, I'm watching. Okay, it seems all right. All right, we're back, I guess.
We can keep moving.
We can keep it moving. We'll get to your Twitter questions, of course. For those who are also in my poll today, just know that I am drinking water, you fucking bums. Real Canadian water. Let me not show that too long before we get a lawsuit. Great water here. I won't show you what I have behind the camera, but in front of the camera, always water. Ha! All right, first question. Let me share the screen. Twitter. All right. This is a shaky start, guys.
Real shaky start.
Holy. Now my fucking computer is freezing for a sec. Is it showing the Twitter at least?
No, it's not showing anything, dude.
Shocking start from us, guys. We're in shambles when Steph's not around. Let me just...
okay, shambolic.
Okay, whatever. I'll read it off my phone for now. So first question comes in from our boy Joel De Silva at @JoeLeon_073. He asks, realistically, how many new players will Sporting get during the January transfer market? Could we see more than just a new striker? If so, which position do you think? RA is looking to strengthen apart from the striker position. Personally, I think a class center back should be useful. I agree. I think that's mainly what the rumors have been going around saying, that we're in it for a striker and a center back. But Christian, I'll pass it to you, dude. What do you think? If you're still there, I hope. Okay, you are.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I mean, we've been saying for like 2 years that they should sign another striker, and they did sign Sporting. But yeah, I think that they need a striker for sure. price in just for insurance option because we still have literally like no depth at the position. But yeah, striker main priority, and then center back alternate priority, or maybe right back, an alternative right back too.
A right back. I even think a left back might be needed now with Nuno Mendes out. I know we were just saying we have Antunes and we have sorry, let me just try to get on my phone real quick. My computer is fucking buzzing out. Oh shit, I shouldn't do this. Oh, I have to. Oh wait, I have to. Oh fuck, never mind. I have to add myself, but my fucking Windows is currently frozen. It's shambolic. Do you still hear me, Chris?
Yeah, I just froze, but I think I hear you now.
Okay. We'll keep it pushing. Next question comes in from Alexander Hartle at Lex Hartle, Lex_Hartle on Twitter. He says, Sam, we are waiting for you to put your football manager score, put the Xbox aside. We got Mundo de Leão, who was in the chat, also asking Neto or Quaresma. So yeah, Chris, Neto or Quaresma?
Nah, I mean, I go Quaresma, but yeah, I liked the performance yesterday, but it wasn't like he was playing against any cracks per se.
Yeah. Adan or Max? I guess we have to say Adan.
You have to say who? It cut out,
Adan?
sorry.
Adan, I think.
Yeah, I'll probably go Adan right now, but I mean, it's closer than it was 2 months ago, though.
Yeah, agree. Sporar or Tete? I'm going to say Tete, and we'll get into that with these next two games, but.
For center forward, I would go Sporar, but obviously Thiago Tomas can play on the wing too. So, I mean, honestly, if I had to pick one, it's tough to not pick the guy that you spent like 7 million on. So I'm gonna have to stay Sporar.
Agreed. I'm saying Tete, man. I think I've seen more like finishing quality from Tete than I've seen from Sporar. We'll get into it, but I think that last game, Sporar could have had at least 5 goals, or at least at the very least, at least 2. And then he asks, #Fonseca out or #Fonseca in?
Well, I think it's Fonseca out.
It's clear. It's clear he's out. I got to agree. And his last question, do you think Tabata could become a starter? #Fonseca out.
Part-time starter, I think.
Yeah, I would too. I don't see why not.
I've liked him. Like, Danny completely frozen again. Rest in peace, Danny. Oh, yo, that's crazy. Second Danny. That was awesome.
Fucking computer.
All right, we're back. Honestly,
I hope we're back. All right.
That worked a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was worried when I think fucking crashed for a sec.
All right.
We'll keep it pushing. I just won't fucking add it on. I won't split screen the Twitter today because that fucked off my computer. I was guessing for at least a solid like. Anyways, next question from Mundo de Leão. He asks, do you think the best position for Plata is right back? I guess he means right wing back. What did you think of that? I didn't think he did that bad. He's just maybe lets us down defensively, but.
Yeah, lets us down defensively, and also like could turn it over randomly. Could pull off the sick trick, but also could turn it over. So, yeah, I think I prefer him up top.
Yeah, same. I prefer him. Yeah, same up top, like the Nuno.
Just if he would take more risks, you know.
Yeah, agreed. He also asks, I think this was the last one for Mundo and Leão. He asks, do you think Bragança will become a starter next year? Next year, I think he
could next year.
Very well could.
I think so too. João Mario won't be here. Paulinho might not even be here.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? He might not even be here. Who the fuck knows anything, you know?
Yeah. With Barandas, you never really know, bro.
You never know. When you're on the carousel, crazy things that can happen in the blink of an eye.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Next question comes in from our main man, Steph, who just couldn't join us today. At Steph01JUL1906. Of course, if you want to follow him on Twitter. He asks,
holy shit, look at the Richard Neves comment.
I'm not going to get ahead of myself here, but we're definitely winning the domestic treble this year. Let's fucking go, boys. I couldn't agree more. Steph asks, who is the one who should give who is the one we should give credit for Sporting's success? I mean, I've said it on this podcast before. I think Amorim has to take a lot of the credit here because he's really flipped this club around. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he's come into the club and the club has done a 360 really. And also Steph asks, you only have money for either a striker or a center back. Which one do you get? What do you think, Chris?
Striker. I think we have more depth at center back.
Agreed. I agree. Next question comes in from, we have a question here. Let me just find it. From Lauren Yano, Mary Chipmus on Twitter. She asks, question for Daniel. How's the weather been in Toronto, Texas lately? And did you know Stefan Eustáquio is still Portuguese? Lauren, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. It's cold, bro. I wish I was in Texas. Let me tell you.
Is it snowing there, dude?
It's not yet. Not yet.
I guess this blizzard is coming up, bro. So I mean, it should be there by tomorrow. This blizzard, because
just
crazy we're getting a blizzard and you're not.
I know, right? But we've been getting snow. We got like flurries today, but nothing crazy.
This is our first real one.
It was also
a couple of dustings, maybe, but that's about it.
True.
It was also melted by the afternoon type shit.
Yeah, same. We've had that too, especially last week. It's also -10. It was -10 this morning. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's not good.
Like probably like 16 or something.
16, yeah.
Shit like that.
So it was a fucking cold one this morning, bro. Not fun getting to work. Lauren also asks, do you think Bragança should be starting games in the Liga? And do you think we'll see more of Plata in the first team in the coming weeks/months? I mean, we sort of answered the Bragança question. I don't think he'll start just yet this season, at least not for the league. But yeah, what do you think of Plata in the next coming months or weeks?
I think that he's definitely earned more looks, right? He was up and down performance today, but overall, I think a lot of it was positive. He's obviously had positive performances for Ecuador as well. Recently, or at least semi-recently in the last month. So I think that hopefully there's more to come, and he keeps growing. He kind of strikes me as a type of player that's in the mold of like a super sub. You just kind of throw him in and say just dribble out guys and let's try to get some offense. But I mean, he does sometimes lack the quality at the very end, but I mean, his assist yesterday was fucking dirty. So he has it in there.
Unreal from him. Next question comes in from Antonio Menezes. He asks, if you can have one player from within Liga NOS in the January transfer window, who would it be? That's a great question. Of course,
does it have to be from a rival club? Like, damn,
it could, I guess. He doesn't. But I'm assuming Benfica and Porto players are off limits.
I guess again. Would you say not off rivals? I said if it's picking off anyone at Darwin, but
yeah, same. or Luis Diaz from Porto, either or.
maybe Santana, right? I mean, we needed some more other striker. He's a goal scorer. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind that. Even what's the Maritimus guy's name?
Pinho. Yeah, Rodrigo Pinho. Yeah,
not bad either. I was thinking Assunção from Famalicão, but we
Yeah,
have a lot of depth in midfield, but I like the kid.
Yeah.
We got some gems in the league. But next question comes in from Tori at her channel 17. She asks, do you think Amorim's system is maintainable to win the title? And do you think we'll get a striker January? I think we'll get a striker January. Do you think Amorim's system is maintainable to win the league?
I don't see why not.
So far, so good. It's working well.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Neves also bringing up a good point on that last question. Pauline from Braga. He hears it's supposedly decent.
Yeah, then they wouldn't waste fucking 35 mil on him.
Yeah.
Get him for free in this hypothetical.
For
the good of the club.
Lauren bringing up Marcus Edwards. Good shout. He had a decent game today where his team got robbed, but I don't want to get into it. Next question comes in from Petteri Rajasanen at KONFORMISTEN. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, bro. He's asking, what's Jovan's role when he comes back from injury? I say off the bench, substituting maybe Nuno Santos, because I don't see him getting ahead of Nuno Santos or Pot right now.
And as long as we don't have another striker, because or it's Tomas and him, whatever Amorim feels like at the time. Yeah, until we get somebody else. Because I mean, if there's ever a game to put in a guy, what's that his name? Marks. The Mafra game, and he clearly isn't like trying to do stuff like that, shake it up like that. So as long as there's no one else, it's Jovan pretty much and Tomas.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Sam saying he misses Bas Dost. I agree. Last question comes in from Jay at Jazz Ferreira on Twitter. He asks, does Luis Philippe stand any chance of ever playing again in the first team after he recovers from injury? No, I don't think so. If it's taking him a year and a half to get back from an ACL injury, and I mean, it took me a year and a half to come back from an ACL injury, but I'm not a fucking athlete. So I don't know. I think he's out.
I low-key feel like he's ready, but he's just not ready. Ready? Like, what? He probably doesn't want to play for the B team or whatever. He's been linked. But they us sending him the other way. Yeah, I think he's probably done.
I agree. All right, and I think that is it. Let me try to pull up the lineup for the Pacos Ferreira game real quick. Just bear with me for a second. If my fucking thing wants to load any day now. Here we go. So we had Adan Net, Fidel Kuach, and Luis Net with the back with Nuno Mendes and Pedro Porro on the wing-back positions. We had João Pelinha and João Mario in the midfield with a front three of Tiago Tomás, Nuno Santos, and who am I missing here? And Tabata, of course.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what were your thoughts on our 3-0 thrashing of Pacos Ferreira?
Yeah, this game was easy on the eye, you could say. It was an enjoyable watch. We just kind of had the upper hand immediately. We were creating the chances. They were on the back foot. We scored some nice goals. Both the goals in the first half were very nice finishes. So going into half up 2-0, having completely dominated, already up 2-0. It felt like a great rebound game coming off the game against Famalicão with all the bullshit. So just to come out there and just right off the bat, leave no doubt, kind of punish them. It felt really good. And it kind of tapered off a little bit for bits of the second half, which is understandable because we're in cruise control, right? It's on you guys to score 2 goals, which was clearly like there's really not even 1 second where I feared that they had maybe 1 or 2 chances towards the end after it didn't matter anymore. So I was never worried they were going to do anything. And to be honest, right, this is a good side. This is a team that just almost got a point off Benfica to lose. Only lost on the last kick of the game. Is in like 6th place in the table, right?
Yep.
So it's not like we were playing like some 14th place, 4 points this season type of team. No, this is a good team, and we made them look like that. So yeah, it felt good. Even without Amorim, right? No, Amorim watched it from the
We had Emmanuel Ferro, bro. That's all that matters now.
Yeah, we had the real gaffer.
The real gaffer.
That motherfucker. Yeah, so I mean, this past Ferreira game, like from my end, like I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I agree. And like you were saying, pass Ferreira, no pushovers. Even today, we've seen that they almost took Porto to penalties on their Taça da Liga game, just hitting the post right at the end, right in the 90th. So yeah, the fact that we came out 3-0, we did rotate a bit too. I mean, we had to with Puck being out, of course, but Tabata coming in, showing great signs.
Banger. I mean, it was right. Banger. I didn't expect that, right? I mean, he's been having good performances off the bench, but he fucking smacked a banger.
Yeah. And I mean, he's already passing the fucking price mark when we take in. We haven't paid shit for him yet,
Yeah, we paid like $200K for him. So what great deal so far.
Yeah, exactly. And possibly, I mean, there's murmurs on Twitter. We might be speaking too soon because the guy is just coming back from an injury. And the way that number works on that shirt with our emblem on the front, it's never good luck. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets injured in the next coming weeks. But right now, it's looking like the number 7 shirt is being lifted of its curse.
I'm trying to think if there was there a beginning of the Joel Campbell era where we were all like, "Yo, let's go," because I feel like that happened.
I'll give you 2. He scored the tying goal against Tondela and took off his shirt like we just won the Champions League.
Yeah.
And then I think he scored also a tying goal or put us like 1-0 ahead of Porto or something.
At the beginning of the Joel Campbell era, did we think he was good though, based on what we saw?
I did.
I
rated him. I was asking for Joel Campbell to Sporting 2 years prior. I swear.
I mean, like, I can't say. I mean, I was hyped that because he was seemed like a big name, and I remember from the World Cup. But it seems like Tabata haven't felt this good about the number 7 in a while, and I didn't expect to feel this good. I thought Loki thought he was just gonna never play, to be honest, and just be like a complete bench warmer. But nah, he's hella serviceable.
Yeah. I mean, he scored against Mafra yesterday too, and we'll get into that. But I mean, what a goal from outside the box, curling to the top post. So credit to him. Also want to mention the Tiago Tomás goal with first a lovely, beautiful assist from Nuno Santos. These guys that Varandas bought this summer, we keep saying it. I have to say it again. Great purchases. Nuno Santos is slowly becoming my favorite Lampião after Amorim, of course. Beautiful little touch with his head. Tiago Tomás also. One of the reasons why I was saying earlier why I put him ahead of Sporad is I think his finishing ability is just 10 times better. I mean, he sort of had to jump kick that thing, but he still found the very top corner of the net. And from a bit away with the goalkeeper a bit out too, taking up space. Credit to the kid. Great finish. And then a João Padinha a goal. He was begging for one, basically. Who was the last game we played before?
He took 3 shots from outside the box.
Exactly. Both testing the keeper. One, I think, even hitting the post. Yeah, listen, he's been asking for it. He finally got it.
Get a goal, yeah.
It was really nice seeing him get a goal, seeing hhim celebrate. And João Mario being able to assist. I don't know if that's his first assist since he's come back. I could be wrong, though, but I think it is too. And also I have to mention Tiago Tomás won that free kick there. So I'll ask you about it later, but for me, my man of the match was Tiago Tomás. I think the kid did really well yesterday. I might have mentioned it before in other podcasts, but I'll say it again. I'm not saying he's the same, but he gives me glimpses of Lietzen a bit. The way he just as a striker, just chases down every ball. The kid has a tank in him in terms of stamina. I mean, it doesn't hurt that he has the biggest noggin in the world, and I love guys with big noggins because I got one myself. But I'm loving the kid so far. I can't say more things about him in terms of the game. 3-0. We dominated. Justice to the scoreline. We did it justice. We could have had a few more if we're being honest. But yeah, I'm giving my man of the match to Tiago Tomás, or as everybody calls him, Tete, which sounds pretty weird to me, but whatever. Chris, what about you, dude? I think you're back.
I'm going to give mine. Oh yeah, I'm not back. Okay. I'm going to give mine to Tabata. String of great performances, earned the start, and more going forward. So yeah, that's mine. And obviously he would go on to again score yesterday. So he's low key on a tear. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. Listen, and I like he's second to me in terms of man of the match. But all right, let's go into yesterday's game against Mafra, where we had Capitão Max in net with Antunes, Gonçalo Inácio, Borja, Eduardo Quaresma, and Gonçalo Plata completing the defense. A midfield of Daniel Bragança and Mateus Nunes, with Pedro Gonçalves, Tete, and Sporad up top. Chris, what were your thoughts on yesterday's game, dude?
So this game for me was obviously it was understandable that the intensity was off a little bit because the squad was probably the most rotated squad they've had this season. Opposition was intent on just doing whatever it took to just fucking not allow you to score and just break up the play in any way. So I thought the first half was honestly a little disappointing. I thought obviously there was never really any threat for me that I thought that Mafra was going to score because they basically didn't generate anything until one span in the second half where they had 4 shots in a row. That was basically the extent of their threat. I guess they had a couple almost, but they were offsides. That one winger they had, Pingu, he was clearly their most dynamic option, but at times it was just him alone up there to get the ball. It'd be 4-on-1. It's what the fuck do you expect him to do? Take them all on every single time. So I felt bad for him because he was grinding up there, but there's only so much one man can do against the entire back line. But yeah, going back to the game, I thought that the overall chance creating and overall dynamicness, electricity that the game had was kind of disappointingly lacked. But ripped into him on a fucking Zoom call in the locker room because they came out in the second half and they looked a lot more dynamic. So that second half was much better. For some reason, even though the game stayed 0-0 for a while, I still didn't really get that nervous. I just knew that I felt like we would eventually score. We kept getting chances. I was we're going to score. And then eventually the man who should have had a double hat trick on the night was able to put one home that was on a platter for him. And then obviously that almost probably a couple minutes later, at 5 minutes later, Plata set us up with that nice bit of skill. And beautifully just put it right on Tabata's head. He literally didn't have to do anything, just had to redirect it. It was beautiful. And then, once that happened, it was pretty much curtains for Mafra. It was they had barely adventured to the Sporting goal, and scored 2 in 15 minutes would have been a really, really tough ask. They had a couple of chances, didn't really hit the target, didn't really look like doing much, and kind of ran out the clock. Yeah. Shout out to Captain Max. I know you mentioned it earlier, but shout out to Captain Max. And yeah, I mean, it was a team that's losing to Mafra. Just keep the easy enough.
But yeah, I agree.
You alive there?
I'll mention some things. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh shit. Oh, now we're
Can you hear
back.
me?
Okay, I think I glitched too.
We're good. We're good. Guys, for those listening in, thank you for still sticking with us, bro. This has been disastrous so far. Yeah, I'll give it my quick 2 cents as well. I thought we did fairly well, even in the first half. We didn't score anything, but I thought we definitely could have. I like Sporting. Don't get me the wrong way, but I don't know. It takes him too long to score, or he misses way too many opportunities. I've noticed, just for him to get one. Even in that goal that he did score, I'm gonna be honest. It looked like he almost fucked that up. Like, instead of really getting it on his foot, he sort of got it on his shin, and it was going wide. Luckily, it hit the net. Right, he was close enough for it to hit the net, but almost. I don't know. It seemed like he could have fucked up on there. But anyways, even before that, he missed at least two decent opportunities to score. I think next game, if he's on the bench and Tiago Tomás starts, I'm not opposed to that at all.
I support that because that means that Tabata can start.
Yeah,
I low key want so.
But even still, I still even think next game we'll have Pot and Nuno Santos with Tite in the middle too. To be honest,
that's also possible.
And it's a great headache to have because I'm cool with either or. Like, I'm cool with either of those happening. But yeah, again on the game, he definitely had some sort of Zoom call with them because the second half they came out much better. Also has to be said, the substitutions he made in the second half also made us a lot better. Nuno Minge, for the little bit that he came, made the that he came on, we scored goals and then went off. Am I back? Am I still talking?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
Am I still good?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez. But yeah, I thought, the substitutions he made were great. Really changed the game for us in that second half. Who else did he get on? I'm already forgetting. It was Nuno Minge, and then
it was Nuno Mendes and Tomás. Tomás Antunes came on for Nuno Mendes, and Tabata came on for Tomás.
So yeah, both those. The Wi-Fi connections during the podcast. I don't think it's the Wi-Fi, dude. I think it's.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Go ahead.
No, I think Nuno Mendes was a good sub.
I don't know what it is.
He got the assist on the first goal too, but then it seems like he probably shouldn't have played, and it was stupid that he played because if he's been dealing with this and he re-aggravated it, and why it's a Mafra game? Like, what? It seems stupid that happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he only played half an hour. Maybe.
And Tunis can't go the full fucking 90 against fucking Mafra, dude. Like, Jesus.
I don't necessarily think. I don't think.
Well, he's a Porto on the left. Like, I don't know. It was weird to me.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't have mind Porto. I just don't think he took off on Tunes necessarily because he couldn't finish the game. I just think different option out there, and it did well. I don't think Antunes has done that bad for us per se. We also didn't have the highest. We also didn't have the highest expectations for him, so it's hard for him to ruin that, right?
I think it was this game, the free kick where he just overshot it so far, and then he never took a free kick after that. That shit was pretty classic.
Exactly.
He was standing over like every. If there's any, it was gonna be this one, but never really got any within shooting range.
Exactly. And yeah, again, another dominating performance, even with our youngsters. Oh, also have to say Daniel Bragança. I know we.
Oh yeah, had a great game.
Deservingly so, because he had a game and a half that game. Played really well. But of course, it's nothing that he's not new to. I'm sure he played Mafra last season in the second division. So I mean, it's probably familiar foe. Nothing to take away from him though. He's been great for us. I've really liked the kid. I think he's unlucky that he's in the Sporting team with so much quality in the midfield, because if he was in our team last year, I think he would have been the starter, and it's not even put in doubt. Like he's one of the top starters last season in the midfield for us. But hey, I'm glad that he's with us in this good team rather than in the shit team. Yeah, I thought he did well. And yeah, really, we did well. And then, as we mentioned earlier, Plata with that beautiful assist. Chris, I know you were saying just before the podcast, he's like a polarizing figure, Plata. And I do agree. He's young, inconsistent. Amorim even was saying, if you take in terms of he was saying the word formação between Plata and Tiago Tomás. The talent for Plata is there. Just the formação might not be there. Of course, he's coming out of Ecuador. But what are your thoughts on Plata? Because you actually had you brought up some interesting points yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I've honestly been impressed more recently. I was honestly really down on Plata. Like the end of last season and even the beginning of this season, like the summer, he honestly was playing horrible, and he was not getting any burn, and the little burn he was getting, he was just like a turnover machine. And it was like, but then every now and again, he would go back to Ecuador and he would score a banger. And what the fuck? Like, this dude can do that? We never see that. So I guess that's kind of been the frustrating part of him. But I guess this game especially, we saw him really having success taking guys on and getting to the end line and creating chances and eventually getting an assist. So I'd like to see more of that. And I think that in this team, his role is going to be a super sub role. That's the ideal Plata, because it seems like Nuno Santos and you have Jovan, you have Tabata, Tomas. There's a lot of bodies in front of him. To be to be consistent starters. So I don't think that is him this season. But I think that there's a role for him as the dynamic winger you put in when you need mayhem. Create some mayhem.
Yeah.
You're down 1-0 or something like that against Pasfred, and they're just packing it in with 11 in front of the goal, and you need someone to try to create something. He is that guy on this team. He may be the most dynamic one-on-one player on the team. So. I'll honestly be sad kind of if he gets loaned out right now, because he's it seems like this is the best he's played for Sporting in over a year, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it'd be sad to see him go right now. But yeah, he is I go back and forth from, I was if you asked me 2 months ago, I'd been he might be done, but I'm happy that he's kind of made a little resurgence the past couple of weeks.
I got to agree. And, I think it also helps that he's a stone figure right now in that Ecuadorian team, that even if he's not playing consistent minutes at Sporting, he can go back to Ecuador and there's someone that he can rely on too. And I think that's only going to do him worlds of good in terms of his confidence and in terms of him being a guy more that we start looking more to in terms of a solution. But as of right now, yeah, I'm with you. Pot, Tabata, Jovan, Nuno Santos. So many players on that wing position that it's hard for him to keep his place. But the kid's doing well, and the fact of the matter is the kid's young. He's 18, 19, maybe 20
19,
now?
yeah, something like that. 19 or 20, I would guess.
Yeah, exactly. So he has a long way to go anyway. So hopefully within the next few years he can really become a figure at Sporting before he moves on to greener pastures. Maybe we'll see, right? I still can't forget his agent coming out just before signing with Sporting saying he wants to go to Barcelona.
Well, those are the final two, right? It was Barcelona or Sporting. He decided Sporting.
And hey, might I add, I think he did the best thing for his fucking career.
Might I add, maybe the team he played for was called Barcelona, or am I just making that up?
There is a Barcelona in Ecuador. I know that.
I think that might have been his.
He might have been on that.
Yeah.
I mean, give me 1 second of Googling and I'll get it. But yeah, Gonzalo Plata. Boom. Oh. It was Independiente del Valle. And before that, he was in Quito. That's funny. But anyways, But yeah, there is a Barcelona in Ecuador. So
There is a Barcelona.
maybe that's the Barcelona. Maybe that's the Barcelona he was referring to. We'll get into this question later, Lauren. I promise you. But just a special mention since Ryan Gauld's on the screen. His Portuguese is fucking incredible. For a guy who's been in Portugal, I know he's been in there for like 5-6 years, but I'm a Luso Canadian, and his Portuguese is better.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's not nothing else. The 2-0. There's two that I want to mention. It's two quick ones. You can also chime in if you remember it. In the 5th minute, there was a potential handball in the box. I think it would have been harsh for the ref to call that, as Tite was sort of on his back, like jumping over him. And then in the 50th minute, there's a similar play where Nuno Mendes seems to get the ball on his hand as well. But same thing where the Mafra attacker, it was on a corner. It's sort of on Nuno Mendes' back. And then Nuno Mendes, as he's like turning, sort of hits it with his hand. I think it would have been harsh to call both penalties, to be honest. I don't know if you remember those plays or not, but I just have to
I remember the Nuno Mendes one. Yeah, I don't remember the first one.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, on that Nuno Mendes one, what did you think? Do you think that could have been a penalty? Or
yeah, no, I don't think it's a penalty.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, man of the match. Who's your man of the match for Mafra? I'm still trying to think of mine. There's a lot of standout performances, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of performances that I like.
Actually, I'll give it to Bragança, but I think Bragança got the actual man of the match, like for the game.
He did get the official one, yeah.
And I'll give that one to him too. I don't think he had an assist in the game, but he was all over the pitch.
I'm gonna give mine to Plata. Overall, I like the positive performance. I don't want to give it to someone who didn't play like at least most of the game. So that rolls out. Like, I liked Paulinho obviously when he came in. I thought Porto was good when he came in. I honestly wasn't the greatest Plata game, especially to the high standards you've come to expect. So. There's lots of performances that I like. The back line was solid. Max really didn't do anything, but the back line was solid, like playing wise.
Quaresma did really well. I was glad to see that. What do we think of Quaresma's fresh cut?
It looks better than it did like the day after he got it. It grew in a little bit.
That kid is funny, man. I don't know what the fuck that kid's on, but he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
But yeah, special mention also to Quaresma and Inacio. I like both of them. And honestly, I'm quite convinced more on Inacio more than before, that he can definitely take over Netu's spot if need be. Anyways, but yeah, liked both of them as well. All right, we'll go on to some news that came out today regarding the Tacas still, of course, as we're both sporting the Strom kit, me and Chris. Taça Portugal will either be getting Salgueiros or Marítimo, depending on the winner of that. I don't want to rule out Salgueiros, but I think I'm fairly positive Marítimo will probably be the ones we go against. But what are your thoughts on the potential two teams that we might face?
Yeah, it's away either way. So going to Benito was always tough. We're being scoring 8 goals this season. So yeah, I'd rather play Salgueiros. Obviously, we keep getting unlucky and not getting like the 3rd division team. Benfica just got another one, right? So we have to play potentially a Primeira Liga team. So yeah, I hope that Salgueiros win, but it's probably going to be a tough trip to Marítimo where they try to kick the ball into the stands for 3/4 of the game.
If I'm wrong, I think Porto got Nacional. If I'm not mistaken,
I think so. Or it's Nacional versus I think the game Leções Nacional
or Leções, yeah. And then Benfica, though, since you mentioned them, sorry, what was it? Oh yeah, Beto. Oh, true. Forgot about Beto at Leções. I just watched the it's kind of a short documentary of with Beto. I think it was a month or two back. I think it's on the Sport TV. I don't want to promote their YouTube that much, but Sport TV's YouTube. If you guys have a free 20 minutes, or I think it's 20 minutes, definitely give it a look. Great little video. Leave a comment underneath saying free Sporting160EN though, because they did block our fucking original account on Twitter. I had like 4K followers. So if you do hear, just the comments, please. But anyways, yeah. And then of course, since we mentioned Benfica, they so Amadora having a beautiful run from the cup so far. Hopefully they can continue it going, but doubt
away,
it.
So
I think it's at home. It's in Amadora.
Yeah. Field's seen probably better days, I'm guessing. So hopefully they don't pull some Benfica shit and get it moved.
Which they probably will. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It'll probably be played at Jamor or something.
Yeah, Jamor. Yeah, the bullshit capital of the
world. And then afterwards, this is a big if, of course. If we do happen to win either Salgueiros or Marítimo, we'll play the winner of Rio Ave against Estoril. And if we happen to win that game, we will play, or we might play, of course, Benfica if of course they end up winning their games. A lot of ifs there. Things we shouldn't even be looking at yet. We have to win our game against either Salgueiros or Marítimo, but just wanted to throw that out there just in case, or just for everybody to know. Other news, Pot and Poru won player of the month of November. Poru, of course, the defender of the month. A Pot, he won midfield of the month, right?
Yeah, and I think it was the second straight month winning it.
Or
I don't know who won.
Credit to Pot, he's been killing it. Oh yeah, it was Medyu Dumish.
Yeah, I don't know who won the other two, the goalie or the forward. To be honest, I didn't say.
Yeah, me neither. Anyways, not important, not Sporting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. Camacho coming back to the B team. He had 2 back-to-back games. His last game, he actually had an assist from a Pedro Marques goal. I forget who it was against. But of course, rumors of Amorim potentially looking at him as a solution as our second right back, seeing as right now we only have Poru. We, of course, have Ristovski also coming back from COVID, coming back from Macedonia, of course, or North Macedonia, I should say. Chris, what are your thoughts on this little right back situation we're having? Should we stick with Camacho? Should we just get rid of Ristovski? Should we stick with Ristovski? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, at this point, I don't know what you do. I think that at this point, it's probably. I feel like the situation with both of those guys is probably broken beyond return, and like honestly, I don't really want either of those two in the team at this point. It doesn't really. There's no point, right? Like they've fucked them so bad though, so it's like they honestly like would have had like some value. But I feel like both of them have almost no value. Like Ristovski would have had a value out of like 3 million if he was like playing with some regularity. Not even like some like Antuna's regularity. Like he had like a couple games. Like someone would pay 3 million for him. But now like there's no leverage, and they're probably just gonna like rescind, and he's gonna go walk and sign with like a mid-table German team or something. Which is like. Why would you do that? you made this choice. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
it's exactly. Like he had value. He had some value. Like, but now not anymore. And I feel like Camacho obviously was a massive investment, who's now has almost no value. You know? Yeah,
exactly. The thing is with Ristovski, I still think there's a market out for him, especially because he's doing so well with Macedonia. It's just like you were saying, we have no leverage because we sort of have our dirty laundry out there, and it's just so obvious we're not choosing him for more than just footballing reasons, because I think he's not better than Poru. I know that, but I think he's definitely better. He's good enough to be our backup right back, if anything.
We didn't have
and
one,
I think,
right?
especially,
We literally don't even have one.
Exactly. Yeah. One, we don't have one, but two, I think, especially if we're really going to attack the league, we sort of need like an experienced defender on us. At least, Ristovski has, experience being our first choice right back in the Portuguese league. He knows the league well, pretty much. He knows the club pretty well. I mean, he was a captain for us back in preseason too, and it wasn't that long ago. So it's exactly that. It's the fact that we don't have the leverage to even sell him for the value that he's really worth now is the shame, because we sort of, like I said, we put our dirty laundry out there. But I'm hopeful that just because he's qualified for the Euros with Macedonia, or was it the Euros, right? He qualified for the Euros in Macedonia, so he might have some value behind him there. But yeah, I gotta agree with you. But personally, I wouldn't want either of them back, just because of all this drama that's going on, especially around Ristovski. If I were to pick one, I would pick Ristovski to come back and for us to loan out.
At this point,
Camacho.
It doesn't feel like they're good enough to make it worth it. It's just like, just go buy $2 million, buy one at this point, and try to get out from
or get one of the kids.
Yeah, I just don't know what are they gonna do with Rafael Camacho? Like, no one's gonna buy him. Like, just gonna endlessly sit there for like 4 years. 4 more years, he's just gonna sit there. He's gonna be like that guy on Benfica, Zivkovic. He's just gonna endlessly sit there while making like 1.4 million a year. Good deal.
Just for him to rescind. But hey, I hope not, because just for him to rescind against Benfica, then fuck them over in the Champions League qualifying, like.
Yeah, that was the first good thing he actually did.
Yeah, God bless you, Zivkovic. I don't know where you are right now, but God bless you, son. But yeah, I agree. Yeah. How about even with Camacho? You don't think a loan would do him any good, and then maybe next season, maybe not as a right back, but as another winger?
I think it would do him. I think it would do him good. I just don't know who wants him right now. Portuguese team.
I can see him going to a Portuguese team, though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pay the wages though, still probably.
Yeah, which is.
But at least he'll have a chance. Yeah. Well, at least he'll have a chance to show that he can still fucking do something now, potentially.
Listen, I'd rather pay the wages for him to play on loan for another first division Portuguese team, not second, please, but first division Portuguese team, than paying his wages for him to play, 70 minutes for the B team, or for him to not play at all.
Yeah,
exactly. Lex saying give him to Gil Vicente. I mean, I would have that over fucking the B team. Yeah, do they want him? What place is Gil Vicente in right now? Anyways, are they battling relegation? I don't think so. I think they're doing all right.
They're comfortably in like.
They're in. Oh yeah, they're in 12th, so not bad. Oh, yeah, so they're in 12th. Not bad. But anyways. I digress. Last real thing about in terms of Sporting before we move on to Modalidade and the upcoming game against Farense. A lot was mentioned, especially on Twitter, about the Porta being dedicated to Manuel Fernandes. Not only, of course, a few days back marked 23 years? No,
something
more,
like
28 years. 28, 29 years of since he scored on the 7-1 against Benfica. A lot's being said about it. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I can't really bring myself to care. He's obviously a great player for the club. I think he's more of a club legend than Paulo Futre is. It's fine. I think he's a jackass now a little bit, and an idiot, to be honest. I met him. Me and Danny met him. Definitely. What you see is definitely how he actually is. Like, that's just how he acts. That's him.
It's true. I don't know if you remember. I had a full fucking blown conversation with the guy. I was just trying to ask him for a picture and saying how he was my dad's favorite player. He's like, oh, you're from Toronto? Yeah, we went to Toronto, not blah, blah, blah. Oh, we had some good food. Bro, the guy was like a few beers in. Like, he was enjoying himself in New York, let's just say the least. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
you know?
so honestly,
he's exactly what he seems like.
The thing that's more surprising to me is that there's 7 doors. I thought there was only 4. That I was aware of, but hey, whatever. I don't give a shit. Name the utility closet gate after him. Go for it.
Yeah, I wasn't that bothered by it either. Is it? It'd be funny. Is that the same? I think that's the same door that they get the fans to take off their shoes, right? I believe that's the same gate.
The gate for the Court of Azul. I'm not sure. I
can't remember either. I think so, but I could be wrong on that. Which would be funny that's the door Manuel Fernandes gets, to be honest. And before I move on to modalidades, I mean, this is modalidad pertaining. Sporting did actually get fined, 4,000 euros and 4 games behind closed doors due to homophobic chants at 2 of the futsal games. One against Bruninosa and another one against Braga. Both of these incidents came back in October 2018. So this is over 2 years ago. What are your thoughts on this, Chris? Because I think we both fall in the same things. I mean, no place for homophobic chants in football in any of the sports. But I mean, it's been over 2 years, and
so basically, So honestly, I think what's more important is that it set like a court precedent, right? Because they rejected Sporting's appeal, basically saying like, no, like there's no more, like this is it, it's over, you did it, guilty. So it was the first time they ever did that with like any homophobic related incident related to fans and held the team accountable, right? Mm-hmm. So this is the first time that ever happened. So basically, it set the precedent now that a team could be held accountable for their fans doing homophobic actions, chants, whatever it may be. So watch out, Zenit St. Petersburg fans and CSK and Moscow fans.
Listen, let's not even go outside of Portugal. Just true. A few weeks ago, Jorge Jesus said what about black players and about what did he say exactly about everything being racist nowadays? What did he say? Not a few weeks
in like style right
in
now.
fashion today.
Yeah,
exactly. That's one. Another Wild. One. How do you treat that female journalist that she doesn't know anything about soccer?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. If we're gonna go fans chants, how many times have I heard the Marco Ficini chant, even at Sporting Stadium? I mean, if we're gonna go back to 2018 for modalidades, and rightly so, fair enough. I'm down for this. We gotta treat every club the same, and all these chants, homophobic, racist. Because don't forget, I mean, they got punished for it, but Guimarães did have racist chants against Marega last season, I believe.
Yeah,
or 2 seasons ago, but I believe it was last season. Glad they got punished for it, but we have to keep the same energy going forward to other clubs as well. I just hope this, like you said, this sets the precedent that and I hope it doesn't take 2 years for these things to start getting enforced anymore. You know, I hope it's like ASAP. You know, but yeah. I mean, it's, I guess, good news that people can't just fucking be ignorant, go to games, say whatever they want, and think it's fine. So,
and obviously, if teams are held accountable, it'll obviously make them be more proactive in either handling the people that are doing it or making sure they don't come back, stuff like that. So that's the one thing they do care about.
And hopefully, it also takes initiative
their bottom line. They will
the clubs going back to their communities and helping.
Yeah.
Facts. Sorry, I was cutting you off a bit. I was also saying hopefully this also takes precedent in clubs going back towards the communities and stuff and doing things. I mean, in this case, this is a perfect incentive for Sporting to do something for the Portuguese gay community, because I have yet to see anything from any of the big three, really.
Yeah, seriously. I see it in England. I never see it I don't see it in Portugal. I see it in England even. If they can do it in England, you can do it in Portugal. Jesus, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're the ones. I mean, we're the ones that are always trying to emulate the English league as well. And Varandas has come out a million times, especially when it comes to clocks, how he wants, the Sporting to be and Portuguese football to be more like English football in terms of accepting all and bringing your families. Da 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 da. But like you said, yeah, I don't see. I mean, in England, even this weekend and today they had the rainbow as their captain's armband, and I've not seen that once in Portugal.
The team's taking knee regularly before kickoff.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see that in Portugal. I mean, you saw maybe for 1 or 2 weeks at the end of last season. That was about it. So yeah, I think that somehow the English league is ahead of the Portuguese league in equality, which is that's not where you don't want to be behind the English in that category. I feel like there's you can step your performance up there. No offense to the English. The Americans are no fucking better in this category. But the Portuguese
and the Canadians the same. Yeah. Let's go straight into the results. But volleyball 3-1 and 3-0. Shout out to them. Hockey the Petits. So it was unlucky for us there. But we did beat the Benfica team in basketball, of course, 67-63. Our boy Trevante Williams with 23 points. Shout out to Trevante.
I didn't get to watch this because it aired at 6 a.m. Eastern time. It was at 11 in Portugal. Saturday morning. I mean, it's my day off. I can't wake up at 6 a.m. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I was happy to see they won when I woke up.
Same, exactly. And happy to see our boy Trevante did super well too. Let me quickly get the where is the B team? Oh fuck. Give me 1 sec here. All right. Fuck that then. We had our B team 3 days ago beat Fabril 3-0. 2 goals from Pedro Marques, of course, and then the third goal coming from an auto goal from own goal from Fabril. What else am I missing here? We had quite a few modalidades results. Benfica beat our men's volleyball team 3-0. So unlucky there. Our hockey team ended up beating Tomar 5-3 in a crazy game for the Conquista a Taça 1947. Saik telling me to check my internet, buddy. It's disastrous over here, dude. It's everybody. We got our volleyball feminine. Our volleyball femenina. They won 3-1 against Famalicão or Atlético VC. What else am I missing here? Our female team won 3-0 against Club Futebol Benfica. Of course, different from Sport Lisboa Benfica.
That's actually just a totally separate side note. That is 2 blocks from my aunt's apartment. When I go to Portugal, I stay I could stretch from the Club Futebol Benfica stadium. It's right around the bend in Benfica where my aunt lives. So continue.
So what you're telling me is your local team is Benfica.
This Benfica, not SL Benfica. Yes, this one is my local club, to be honest.
And yeah, they beat them for the Taça da Liga, and they shout out to the women's team. The futsal team beat Caixinhas 5-2 for the Liga Placard, and we remain in first place, undefeated, of course. I don't think we're missing anything else. No, not really. If I probably missed a lot, but within the last 3 days, that was basically it for the majority of the modalidades.
Another European handball game postponed due to COVID. I feel like every other game gets postponed due to COVID for the European League. And also in January, the European Basketball Euro Cup, FIBA Europe Cup, is gonna start. So that's exciting.
Exciting.
Assuming we continue according to schedule. That is, I could fucking cancel it or reschedule it.
Bill Gates did come out. 6 months might be the months we'll see. So if that means anything, we're fucked. But hey, the vaccine's on its way. Let's see what happens.
True. I mean, people are already.
But anyways,
getting it,
yeah, people are getting it. Yeah, a few people are even in Toronto have already gotten it, which is but it's mainly like workers, like nurses and stuff. But we'll see. Just a quick side note. At the bank today, for those who don't know, I work at a bank. I had a guy like fucking full out like start a conversation out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, don't take this vaccine, or if you take this vaccine, make sure you have kids just before. If it's getting into your DNA." And I'm like, "All right, buddy. Like,
all
right, you're an anti-vaxxer. That's sick, bro. Sounds good."
Yeah, I want to be able to go to the stadium again and stuff. So I'll do it. I'll do whatever, honestly. So
I won't be the first one to take it, but I'm not against taking it.
I already won't be the first one. So
yeah,
I'll be like, what? There's 300 million people in America. I'll be somewhere around 220 million. I'm guessing, based on my spot in line.
True. You're young. You're healthy. You're fun.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Anyways, let's go on to the next game. As we mentioned, Ryan Gauld captaining a very strong Farense side. Of course, we play Farense at home on Saturday. Farense currently sitting in 14th with 8 points. Last few results, let me just quickly mention them. They had a win against,
right? Like they had 3 points. Exactly. Now
Yeah, exactly. Now they just added an extra 5, but they had a big win, 2-1 against Marítimo. And then just a few weeks prior, or about a month prior, really, they had a 3-1 win against Boavista. They did lose 1-0 against Braga, looked decent there. They did lose 2-0 against the club we mentioned earlier, Estrela Amadora, or Club Futebol Estrela. But I mean, they're just on a special run, and I'm pretty sure Farense rotated their squad to prepare for Marítimo. So yeah, but anyways, Farense, decent team. We know at least their star, Ryan Gauld, very, very well. What are your thoughts on this upcoming game?
I am excited to see Ryan play again against Sporting. We all kind of were, from the moment they got promoted last season, I feel like we're all kind of waiting for this to happen. It also feels like the 10th straight game we've played at Alvalade, or is that just me?
No, I think it's the 4th.
Like, do we travel anymore? Like, so I was like, we're surely on the road, and it's like, no, he's coming back to Alvalade. Wow, we're really playing at Alvalade again. So yeah, the homecoming's happening. This is it. Obviously, I think that we're gonna be all over them because, despite their recent form, I mean, in theory, it is still one of the weaker teams in the league, and we've been on a tear, right? So we should dispatch of them, 3-0, hopefully. But yeah, I hope Ryan, if we are handily in control of the game, I wouldn't mind seeing Ryan score, to be honest. Just to kind of be like, fuck it.
I'm going to be honest with you. After seeing Theo Walcott score and celebrate against Arsenal today, I'm convinced Ryan's going to do the same against them.
Yeah, Ryan probably should celebrate. I mean, we never even really gave him a real chance in the first team, and he's really made a great career out of pretty much Sporting telling him to fuck off. And at certain points, honestly, like actively sabotaging his career, like pulling him from loan, like just as he starts to get in the first team because of bullshit politics.
Yeah,
I'm sure that there's no love lost, but I mean, it did introduce him to a country he seemingly has fallen in love with, though. So, even in his Próxima Jornada interview, which he did 2 weeks ago, probably go check that out if you haven't. He says he has no regrets, because, as you can see, it has worked out in the end in Portugal. So he has no regrets, but, the talent was there. It just feels like we kind of gave up without really trying. And clearly there was a player in there.
Yeah. And I mean, it's never easy for for a player to adapt to another country, especially like Portugal, and coming from Scotland where the language is like very different, you know.
The 2014-15 B team was, looking back on it, it was loaded, to be honest.
With talent.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Looking back on that team, like 2 years ago, looking back on the team, it's like, okay. But now, I mean, it looks like, wow, damn, there was like, okay, there's a Premier League player, there's a Premier League starter in there, there's a La Liga starter in there, like there's a Serie A player in there, a Juventus player, like there's a shit ton of good players on that team.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But anyways, I'm gonna say a 3-1 win against Students.
Yeah.
With Ryan Gold definitely getting a goal against us. Hopefully not celebrating, but we'll see.
We deserve it. We deserve a knee slide.
Yeah, I think more so than ever, he deserves a knee slide up front against Benfica in front of Jorge Jesus, though, at most.
Too late. They already played it. They'll lose, and he missed a PK.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Anyways, that's our podcast. Mundo and Leon wants to say you're pretty, bro.
Appreciate that.
That's not
kind.
So shout out to Mundo and Leon. Shout out to Richard Neves, Saik, Lauren, Sam in the chat who had some type of technical difficulties, couldn't come back. To Lex SCP, to Pedro Fernan. Shout out to you, bro. To our boy down under, Jose Costa Jorge. To our Dutch boy, James. Shout out to James. Who else am I missing here in the chat? I believe that's David Pereira, our favorite Braga fan, our Bracarense fan. That is it. And of course, Figu, 7 Ronaldo, Nasser, Amir Ali. Thank you guys for putting up with a lot of technical difficulties today. I'm still hearing feedback on my end. I think that might be my internet fucking off. So sorry about that, guys. We are dealing with a blizzard on one end, extreme cold on the other end. I'm assuming that's what's fucking this up. I did pay my internet bill. We'll go with that.
I pay mine on time every time, and it still does this every other episode. So
automatic payment, bro, and it's still fucking off, man. It's so annoying. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us. We do really appreciate it. And again, fuck you guys to whoever told me to drink water today. I still had a beer. You guys aren't the bosses. Next poll, I swear no water is an option. But anyways, make sure to follow us on.
You set yourself up for that.
I was asking for it, basically, to be honest. But yeah, follow us on Twitter at Sporting160_EN, on Instagram Sporting160EN, on Facebook Sporting160EN, on YouTube Sporting160EN. OnlyFans coming soon. We got some things down the pipeline, guys. Keep watching. And yeah, we'll see you for the next one. And